So it's 6 o'clock. We can, I think Lauren's gonna join online,
Okay,
but we can get
let's go.
started. So this committee technically, we can still meet and vote remotely because you're not elected, not all elected officials. That was the direction of the last one. But Parks Committee, if it's fully elected officials, they have to come in person to vote, so.
We're just volunteers.
So I will go ahead and start our video and unmute us. Not seeing what? On the bottom of the agenda, the orange. Oh, I can email you. The link. I don't know why. Yeah, but now I don't think that they could hear us. Oh, there we go. There. I have my computer hooked up to it at the same time. Okay, tell her I'll email her the link.
Okay.
So we can get started. Hmm. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, I can pull it up.
I can turn that on. All right. So our, go ahead and call the meeting to order. Our first item is to approve the minutes from our April 5th meeting. Have any changes, comments, approval? First
I
motion?
move to approve.
Okay. Second? All right, all those in favor? All right, minutes approved. All right, so next thing is the park construction budget timeline. First item, agility equipment.
Yeah, so I don't have much updates from our last meeting. The agility equipment we're working on getting ordered. There is a lead time on it, so it won't be there for the opening, but it is getting ordered. The shelter is ordered, and I haven't gotten a date yet from them on when a delivery would be, but it's in production. But the PO's been sent, all that's ready to go. Irrigation we're holding off, so I can actually take that off the agenda. Donor sign is done, or not, I'm sorry, not the donor sign, the entrance sign is done and should be installed within the next 2 weeks before the 15th. The donor sign I have not gotten done yet, because I haven't done it yet because I've been working on all the signage for the sports complex that I need to get in by the 15th for our new sponsorship there. So that is on my list to do to get that done. If at the very least, we will have a temporary one with everybody on for the grand opening on the 6th or 5th, whatever that Saturday is, if I can't get the regular sign by then. But that's a month away too, so I think that I can get something in the works this week and get that produced. So the only other thing too that I do need to start working on is I did get an email from Brian West with some of the information that he would like to see, on that smaller plaque that we talked about that explained the name and the cardinal that's on the entrance sign. I do have that from Brian. I just need to get that information also to Graphic House to put together a little plaque on what that would look like and where we would put it. So I will send that over this week along with that donor information, and we'll get those started. But the entrance sign is done and will be installed this next 2 weeks. So for the grand opening, as far as the park goes, all the other signage is up. The entrance sign will be put in, the water will be on, the benches will be installed. before the 15th with the plaques on them for those donors. We'll have a temporary donor sign by the grand opening date for sure. The dog waste stations are installed. The only thing I don't have is the decal stickers yet for Katzenbachers for those, because I haven't found a good company that can do a decal sticker for me, so I'm still working on that. But if you know something or whatever can help, or if they even have Katzenbacher stickers, I'll go buy a couple from them and put them on temporarily and then get something more permanent.
What about, do we work with Flipside Graphics at all?
I have not, no.
Okay. I've reached out to Flipside, they're here in town.
Okay. So that, I think, should be everything for the park. The turf is looking good, the parking lot's ready to go. I mean, we should be good. And then, you know, the building will be installed as we get it, and the agility equipment will be put out as we get it as well. So, I think that's where we're at there. Budget, just the only thing with budget, got an update today, from Brian West that he had a very successful fundraiser over the weekend. They had one at Bunkers, and they raised about $10,000. His balance that he owed us was just a little over $8,000, so he has enough left over even for himself to pay the band and the door prizes that he paid for. So he will be getting that check to us by the end of the week. So we should be fully paid for the sponsorship from him by this week. So that came through. And then I just sent a follow-up email to the Community Foundation to make sure we've received the $12,500. I haven't gotten notice from the finance department that we have. That doesn't mean we haven't received it. Tom had requested it from them, so I'll just make sure that we physically have that, and then we should have everything. The only thing I don't have on my list is, at one point, Jamie, I think you had said we were going to get $250 donation from the Wausau Pet Sitters.
Yeah, from Wausau. I will go ahead and text Shannon tonight.
Yeah, that's, I have it that we
About
didn't
that.
receive it. But again, if they sent it and it went to finance and I didn't get notice, that could be a possibility too.
Yep, I've got her number on my fridge, I will
Okay.
get in touch with her.
So that's where we're at. We're looking like we have a remaining balance of about $28,500. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, $21,300 roughly. I'm just about, and that's with the addition to our budget of that 16 by 24 shelter and the concrete. So that was, we had a balance of $48,700. That was about 28,000 or 27,400. And then I think we had some freight on there, so I don't have it all. I didn't update it since then. I'm just doing the math here with my budget that I had. So we do have about a $20,000 budget right now. And that's without, that doesn't, I don't have that full 17.5 in there. So once we get the 8 extra from the naming, then that will add to that. So we will have just about under 30,000 left over in the budget. And then, like we said, that will pay for the agility equipment because that hasn't been paid for yet. And the donor sign, but we should have a good amount still left over.
Nice.
That's the budget, that's the update I have.
No, that's good.
Oh, you got the
I've got the agenda up, yep. No. I like that. So I think we can move then from there basically into a discussion on soft opening and grand opening.
Yep.
What's your thoughts as far as a soft opening? Where are we at? Do you want to wait till we've got some stuff to install yet?
No, I mean, right now, like I said, we are planning to have all the tables and the entrance sign installed by the 15th. So as far as the soft opening of opening the park up to the public, the turf is looking really good. So the only thing that won't be there yet is the donor sign, the building and the agility equipment. And if you wait for the building and the agility equipment, we may not open this summer. Lead time on that could be long. So I think as far as usability, we are still fine for the 15th. And then
Okay.
grand opening, the one thing we want to make sure we have for the grand opening is the donor sign, or at least a temporary donor sign.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, we can turn the key on the 15th and,
Yeah, so I guess I wanted to hear from the group. I mean, as far as we go, we can just unlock it and announce that it's open starting the 15th. I didn't know if you wanted anything more to be done that day. And then for sure for the grand opening, I would like to talk about, you know, what your time frame is, what your schedule is, what your plans are for any type of event or entertainment or, you know, let's get that planned and who's doing what.
yeah, I mean, I think for the soft opening, we can basically just say, you know, we're gonna open the park at 9 AM on the 15th, and I want to be the first one through the gate.
I can go open at 8 AM because my son has a soccer game at 9.
Well, 8 AM works fine, too.
I can go there before his game. Or we could open it at noon and I can get there after his game, one of the two.
8 AM works fine. You know, I think we can do that and kind of get the word out, and, yeah.
And then essentially it stays open and it just follows regular park hours.
Yep.
8 AM, May 15th, we can open it up.
Oh,
Okay, be there.
I will make sure, maybe we should say 8, no, I can make sure I'm there by 8 o'clock.
For the words of my generation, be there or be
Yeah.
square.
Well, I'm sure my son will have to be to the field by 8:15 so that,
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock I can.
it's fine, I will be there.
With Topaz.
Let me just,
Better double check.
I know, let me check his game time and I'll tell you. Okay, well, you can go on to the grand opening. I'll verify
Okay.
that here in a second.
Okay, all right. So as far as the grand opening, so let's see, the 15th, there's the 22nd, the 29th is the holiday weekend. So I think if we look at that first or second week, maybe that first weekend in June, so which is actually like June 5th.
I think that's what we had talked about.
Yeah, we
Yep.
had talked about that. I have it on my calendar as the 5th.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at that because I have a commitment on the 12th.
Yeah, me too.
So what would be like the hours? Would you need us to like man anything or?
Well, I think if we're gonna, so typically, and then just throw it on, if we have like a grand opening event, we schedule it at a certain time. We could, like, from 1 to 3 with ribbon cutting at noon, or, not, I'm sorry, 1 to 3 with ribbon cutting at like 1 or 2. Usually you let people get there, they can walk around, see what's there, and you have some maybe refreshments. You could always have a food truck, or I know that Ed wanted to play his bagpipes, but then schedule the ribbon cutting for a certain time where then we can set the ribbon, the committee, and maybe the mayor, we ask to be there to cut the ribbon, and we let the media know that that's what's happening. I mean, even though it's already kind of open, it's the official ribbon cutting of it, and then after that, it's people just mingling around. But you can set it time, you could have it for an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want, and then it's just open.
Excuse, so there could be some amenities, though, that won't be there yet, right?
The shelter and the agility equipment won't be there yet.
So could we have like, sort of like an illustration board or something, that, you know, shows what's still to come, so that, you know, news crews can take a shot of that and get it on screen,
Yeah, like
and, you know,
coming soon.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think, otherwise, people just get the impression this is all there is, so.
yeah.
Yeah, and kind of what I was thinking in my head time-wise was maybe a little early in the day, just because of, especially once we get into June when we need heat.
Yep.
So if we did something like 10 to noon or 10 to 1, if that works. And that, it was also, we talked too about doing, maybe putting together some like door prize baskets, especially because we do have some money in the budget. We could actually go and, you know, and purchase some items. I don't know what anybody's thoughts are on that, if that sounds good. I'm on the fence a little bit about a food truck. just because dogs, food, I mean, it would be outside the park, obviously, but I don't know what anybody's thoughts are on that.
Well, Ed's new restaurant, well, the West Side Tasty Treat, do they have a truck?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they did or not. Because that would be perfect for them. Good advertising for them.
And I don't know if we have any trucks that are just like, I mean, I know there's the cheese curd one, but even like if there's an ice cream one, obviously besides the one that goes through the neighborhoods, but
But I think you make a good point about, some dogs may be food aggressive and, I mean, that's a pretty good point.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's gonna be outside, but how many people are gonna carry that food in and,
I mean, maybe just beverages, like drinks, water, juices or something like that.
that would be something too. We could even just do some coolers like that and even just like put out a donation bin for them. Or I thought about too, when I was initially thinking, I was like, oh, maybe like one of the coffee places, but that's the farmer's market time. That, Saturdays now are the outdoor farmer's market, so
Yep.
they're all there.
What time does the farmer's market go till?
7:30 till they sell out.
So if you did like a 10 to noon, that you're kind of towards the tail end of their,
Yeah, usually like by like 2 o'clock.
I think by about noon, they're pretty much done, and
It's still relatively new in the season, so not that much is out.
I think by the June 5th, there will be.
Yeah,
And that would be really cool because people
would
could just
be.
walk over.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too, if we can maybe put up some kind of do something signage.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm,
Trying to, or even, trying to promote it from there, that,
mhm.
I'm sure I could probably get them to put it on their Facebook page for us. And even you don't have your dog with you, just come, don't need a dog, come check it out. And
one thing you could do for like a refreshment if you wanted, you could have cookies in the shape of a dog bone for people and then actual dog treats for the dogs if you wanted something. That might be easier than refreshments, actually. Just not knowing how many people are there, but, or we could have bottled water too that we just have in coolers that we give out.
I get a little worried about dog-shaped cookies just because,
Oh.
well, you eat the wrong one.
Yeah.
Those dog bone-shaped treats.
Well, you could get, I know too, County Market or Triggs. One of them, I check in my office. They can put I think it's County Market, actually. They can put like a screen print on your cookie too. So you have a round sugar cookie and you could put a dog on it or Wausau Dog Park or whatever you wanted on it, if you wanted to do cookies. Or, I mean, you don't necessarily need treats at all either. We could just do dog treats that are available.
yeah, that would maybe work. Otherwise, if we're doing cookies, I would think like maybe sugar cookies, just to keep it. Keep it easy, and I think Sweet Dreams can do that, kind of the same thing too. I kind of like the idea of maybe just doing even just some water, like by having bottled water.
Okay, so let's first set so we know it's going to be Saturday, June 5th. Yeah?
Yep.
Let's set the time of when you want to do it and for how long.
What do you, I guess what's everybody else's opinion, like 10 to noon, 10 to 1? What's everybody else's thoughts?
If we need the mayor to come, should we check with her and see if there's a time frame she's available?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we can do that. Good thought, Lauren.
Just before our peak time.
You know, you could set the time too, and as far as the ribbon cutting goes, could be based on when she can get there. I mean, she doesn't have to be there the whole 2 or 3 hours. If she's available, if she's not available that day, then I guess she's not available in the committee cuts, but if she is available, then we just set the ribbon cutting time then when she is available in that time, but I can,
I mean, I sort of do like the 10 to noon idea, and then if you do the ribbon cutting after people, sort of like what Jamie was saying, people have been sort of milling around for an hour, and then see if the mayor can come at 11.
I think Colin. Oh, sorry. Any coinciding with the farmer's market would be really helpful, like you guys mentioned. We could even do like a sign or something to get people over.
Yeah, I mean, I know, not last summer, but the summer before, we pretty much, Ed, Lauren, or myself, pretty much sat out there every Saturday for 2 months. So I think people would, that maybe would remember we were sitting there and be excited and come over and check it out.
Well, and if we wanted food, maybe we could have like a table set up at the farmer's market, just sort of advertising the dog park's down there with cookies with the name on it or something. And then they could, they'd be free, people could pick them up there and then walk on over.
I like that idea, actually.
So would you set that table up like in the morning before the event, or like an hour before the event, or during the event?
I was thinking before and up to the ribbon cutting maybe.
I think we could have a couple of, like, wayfinder signs, like down on River Drive, just pointing, to, grand opening today, and, Wausau Dog Park, and
Like some of those sandwich boards, if we can put them out. That have the,
Yeah, we'd have to find out, it would have to, if we set up something at the farmer's market, it would have to be probably at the Bull Falls one. We'd have to find out if they would let us do that, like have cookies or something like that. I mean, they let us set up there for taking donations, but it would be up to them. But that's something I can check into. Even if they just let us, put a table up there with a sign on it or something too, didn't necessarily have to be manned and just,
is that Washington Street? That's up by the, like McDonald's and the post office? What's that?
That's Forest.
That's Forest?
Yep.
So you're thinking about the sandwich boards there?
Yeah, I would put one there, in that corner, and then down by River Drive, and probably maybe even on, Sherman or Stewart, whatever that road is that turns down to River Drive, like on the corner there, maybe 3 of them. Or one, maybe 4 of them, up at one on Thomas too, that points down.
yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so I'll see what, the mayor's availability is.
So would you still want like donations or a suggested donation for people coming into the park on the grand opening day? Or people would just get a ticket and enter into the raffle if you would want to do gifts or door prizes?
Yeah, I think, no donation or anything. I mean, if we wanted to get some water and then just put a donation box out by that, we can do that. I guess I'm not too worried about donations, anymore anyway. Till the next one. But, yeah, and then just do tickets for, get a few door prizes.
So could you have like 2 to 3 or however many good-sized baskets with like, gifties for people that win the door prize, but then could everybody that has a dog go home with like a couple treats? Because I attended a wedding a couple of years ago, and they were so cute because their dogs are a big feature of their family. And so they had like these cute little bags with 2 dog treats and like, just enjoy these from our family to yours. And so I thought it was sort of cool. But I don't know if that's expensive or if it would take too much to really put together.
I know, I was just thinking that because Cats and Barkers does like in the little bags, the treats and stuff too for giveaways. So I don't know, maybe it's something, we could, I don't know where they get the bags from to find that out, or maybe it's something we could purchase from them.
I think you can get those from, well, you probably can get them from like a 50/50 or a Hobby Lobby or something, like, or Michael's, because they're like, yeah, they're used for weddings, and if people do their own wedding things, I think you can
Yeah.
pick those up, but.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do, I don't know that we, do 100 of them. Wouldn't be that difficult to do and just buy a few bags of treats and,
As in like every raffle ticket, if, when you get in, you take the raffle ticket, you get a bag of treats, right? And then- Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah, and I was thinking maybe 3, maybe 4 kind of door prize things. we can look, I'd have to go back at the list. I mean, I know Katzenberger's was a supporter, so obviously something from there, but then maybe something for people to look at maybe, and most of them I know if we like purchase, they'll do like a matching or something donation too. So even if we put some, something from local businesses, I think.
I just went online to Uline for 3x4 fabric bags, they're kind of meshy, you can see through them. 100 of them for $22. So they're not expensive.
Do you want to, so when people come, do you want to give them the raffle ticket, and then when they leave, do you want to give them the dog treats, or do you want to give them both at the same time? It doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters. If they want to take them when they come in, or if they want to take one when they leave.
So, okay, so I can put together the wayfinding signage and the illustration board of what's to come. If you want to set up a table and a sign at the farmer's market, who is going to make that contact with the farmer's market?
Lauren, when we were doing our donation table, were you the one that reached out to Bull Falls? Do you have a contact for them?
I believe I did, but I just messaged them on Messenger, which I can totally do again. They were very friendly last time.
Do you want to, since you had contacted them before, do you want to reach out to them about that? See if we could just put up a
Yes.
table with some signage maybe, and at the market there for that day?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll reach out and see what we could do.
Awesome, that'd be great.
And then Lauren, if you can do it, so once we set the time, if it's like 10 to noon, then maybe the farmer's market, you'd say from like 8:30 to 10. And if you wanted to do cookies, that we wanted to get something put on, then just let me know and I can help. We've ordered them for work, so I can help order them, and I have the account to pay for this stuff too, so.
Yeah, I guess ask if they would allow us to do that, like give out free cookies, or if they'd just prefer we just had signage up.
Okay.
Because I would be willing to like man the table if
Okay.
you wanted from 8:30 to 10.
Okay. Awesome.
I just would sort of want to be there when the ribbon cutting goes. I think those are fun.
I think we should all be there,
Yep.
you included. Yeah. All right, I will look into, like individual treat bags and then treats. I'll talk to Katzenberger's too, just about where they got theirs from, because I like those little wax bags. Those are pretty easy, and then also too, if we were to purchase some door prize stuff from there, like what would they, if they would throw anything in or discount or something. Any ideas, I guess, so then putting door prizes together, so, anybody have any thoughts on,
Like with
Stuff
something
to
with like the
include?
chamber, like a chamber gift certificate or something like that. So somebody could use it for any chamber business. If you wanted something for humans.
we could do something like that. I was thinking too, do we have like Wausau, like mugs or water bottles or stuff? Is there City of Wausau ones?
There is, I don't know, yeah, I can
They
ask.
were out of stock last, weeks ago, they were out of stock, but maybe they got some more.
He's yelling because he can't hear you. You turn your mic on.
Nobody's taught me how to use these things. 2 weeks ago, they were out of stock. They may have gotten new ones in, but they are nice water bottles.
That would be, I think that'd be cool to include in there.
I understand you can get a face mask that says Wausau, wear one Wausau.
$7, it can be yours.
I can work on one little basket where we could put some Park and Rec gift certificates in too, and I'll ask if we have anything from the city.
Okay.
So I'll do one basket. I do have a whole box of, these, we got them last year, as employees for the city. They're a little watertight water bag that say Wausau all over them. Our department bought extra ones so we could give them out at things just like this. So I can put a couple in there. They're,
Okay.
you know, they're perfect for when you go on like a kayak or something. They're just, you know, a little big, but they're watertight, so. So if you said 3 to 4 baskets, I'll put it together one basket, then who wants to
Okay.
put together? You want to do one basket with like what you said for cats and barkers when you look into the treats and stuff too?
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do 2,
Your 2 cats and barker baskets?
yeah, I'm trying to think, maybe, or split it up, I can do one with, from like stuff of Cats and Barkers, maybe one from Marathon Town and Country.
Do you want to work, you're going to work on those?
Yeah, I'll do 2 of them, I'll put together 2 of them.
You might want to reach out to that, no, I forgot her name, but she does dog agility and puppy training classes over in Weston. She gave us a gift certificate for that thing we had at Malarkey's.
Cindy Steinke.
Yes.
Yep.
Which I won, and I took my dog, and she was really, really good.
Yeah, I won the one for the first aid CPR, and I was out of town with the one she did it, and then they were all canceled. So
Oh.
I still haven't.
Well, I know she's back up and running, because she's there every night. We take my son to soccer, so she might be interested in donating a gift certificate again.
Okay, yeah, I will reach out to her. That's our trainer too, so.
Yeah, she's good.
I'm trying to remember if I have a list from last time. I know I had gone off a different list, and I can't remember if I like saved a list with notes from last time or not. I can look.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who all we had for the Malarkey's one. And this would be whether they want to, donate it or donate it at a discount, because we've got money in the budget, so.
Right. So if you have anything, and if they could possibly invoice us, it's easiest, then I
Okay.
just process the invoice and they can get paid directly. If we have to pay up front, I mean, either you can buy it and we can reimburse you, or I can go and buy it with our city card and then get
Okay.
the funds transferred from the right fund.
I think too, maybe I'll talk to Ed, because he might want to donate like a gift certificate or something. But, maybe see too if Tyler from Malarkey's, maybe, let you purchase a gift certificate if he wants to give us, a discount or something, because he was a pretty good supporter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Jamie, or even like the guy from Timekeepers. Like, he seemed pretty excited when we met with him, and then obviously like COVID derailed our plan. But maybe they'd want to even do like some sanitizer or gift certificate or something from there too. We could put together a basket with whatever Marky said.
Yeah, and as I was talking, I thought of that too, Lauren, so I'm friends with him, so I can reach out to him on that.
So do we want to just have 3, maybe 4 baskets and to see how much that you get between the dog places and the...
Yeah, because
Malarkey's and Ed?
we could probably, if I hit a Cats and Barkers, Marathon Town and Country, Cindy Steinke, and then we're talking Malarkey's, Ed at West Side, and Timekeeper, might have enough that we can make either 2 baskets out of all of that stuff, or 3.
Yep.
And,
And then I'll make one out of the city and park stuff.
yeah, and we'll make sure we get a big box of dog treats or something to throw in that one too. Yeah, so whether it works out to 3 or 4,
Okay.
we'll go from there. Because I don't think I'm sure most of them, I don't necessarily expect them to donate fully, but if they want to at least, give us a portion or something,
And logistic wise, does the city, they have raffle tickets, right, that we can use?
Yes, I do, yep.
Okay.
yeah, as far as you have a thought on a budget, anybody on putting these together? So for buying treats, gift certificates,
It's up to you guys. You have a pretty
What do you
good
think, like
budget.
$50?
Hmm?
$50?
I was thinking per basket, or,
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking like 50 or 100 per basket, just because we do have some money. Anybody has any thoughts on that?
I'd be for the 100. I
Okay.
mean, it's like you guys, it's a labor of love. You've done a lot of work on this, right? And it's something to celebrate. So, nice baskets for people.
That works for me. Do we want to make that a motion? Up to 100 per
Yeah,
basket?
I would move to spend up to $100 per basket for up to 4 baskets for the grand opening on June 5th.
Okay, do we have a second? Tom, all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. Okay. I mean, what else do we'll reach out to Ed in general, because, he'd talked to Pat and I about wanting to come and play his bagpipes, so.
If he can't, do you want any other entertainment there or anything, like?
I don't think so. I don't think we need, I think if people are bringing their dogs, it'll be entertainment enough.
I was gonna say, just seeing them play is fun enough, isn't it?
So I'm just writing things down of things like I'm thinking of that we'll need, so I'll get the wayfinding signage, the illustration, we'll do the one basket, I need to bring the raffle tickets, we'll get bottled water, a table, tablecloth, chairs. I think we have a small pop-up tent just in case it might be a little bit rainy or whatever that day, which is not gonna be, because I don't wanna sit out in soccer all day in rain. And then we'll need the ribbon and the scissors, and we have something in our office, but also sometimes the chamber has their, like, red coats come and do, the ambassadors, right. I'll reach out to the chamber ambassadors, to see if they might bring their big, they have for the, JoJo's Jungle, they did for River Life, so we'll
Speaking of these really cool funky masks that Pat is wearing, is this going to be a mask-wearing event? I don't know.
Well, I think we still follow CDC guidelines that, and technically the CDC guidelines did say recently, right, that masks weren't required outside or what?
Correct, yep.
Okay.
Unless it's
So-
congested, I
Right,
think.
so we can put a sign up that says,
Masks encouraged.
masks encouraged, yeah. And then it's really up to them.
You're right.
There is no mask mandate, so,
Okay.
but, yeah,
Just curious.
yep.
Yeah, I think we can just put a, kind of a disclaimer on there, masks encouraged and distancing, masks and distancing encouraged.
Does the city have a mask mandate right now?
Not for outside.
I thought Marathon County did. Doesn't it?
Nope.
I'll double
Health?
check, but
Somebody's got their dog out in the dog park, there's somebody that takes the mask off.
you still don't have your microphone on.
Yeah, if you're gonna have your dog out in the dog park, you probably wanna take the mask off, but if you're gathered, tightly, for the ribbon cutting and the wonderful speeches and all that gaiety, you might wanna wear a mask, but I think it's probably gonna be optional.
I'll double check with what's required and have their correct signage there.
I need to find one of those dog mouth ones now.
Okay, so setup, well, if we have, let's say, are we saying 10 to noon, and I'll just verify with the mayor when she's available? So
Yeah, I think that works.
Tentatively, 10 to noon with ribbon cutting scheduled for sometime in there, probably preferably like 11, but if she's not available, we'll do it when she's available. Okay. So setup, just probably need to set up around 9:15-ish or so. If you're doing the farmer's market, then you're gonna be busy up until 10. So then if we could get 1 or 2 people to help set up ahead of time. And then everybody is planning to be there, I think, right, during the event and all tear down together.
I can be there early too.
Okay,
Yeah, and I can too. Yeah, and I think you know, we should all, hopefully we'll all be there to celebrate. There's a lot of work that went into this. Tom did a lot of fundraising legwork too, so thank you. You deserve a big shout out for that.
I'll see if I have if we have a portable microphone somewhere. I think,
There is the usual dais thing that they bring out and with a speaker and microphone set up and whatnot. So that check probably just through the mayor's office.
okay.
Do we have a means for getting that out to the media from the city or from the park department, or?
Yeah, we'll do a press release and
Okay.
send it directly to them.
And then who else do you want to have speak? Like, because if the ribbon cutting's around 11-ish, you want to have other people allowed to make remarks or?
If anybody wants to speak, you're welcome to.
I think we should have somebody speak from the committee, whoever wants to, or maybe a couple of people, and then the mayor. And
I would like Pat to speak, I think, too. He's been at this a long time, too, if he wants to.
The mayor or I could introduce Jamie as the chair of the subcommittee, and then she could introduce and thank the committee members who have been faithful and persevering.
okay,
Works for me. I think we've covered everything. I can't think of anything else we would need. We need the pop-up for the sunshade because it's going to be nice and warm and sunny that day.
And like no other decorations or like balloons or anything to put? Is that tacky?
yeah, I think we'll definitely have a nice tablecloth for the table that things are on. I look at the wind. If it's not too windy, we could do a couple balloons. If it's too windy, then that wouldn't be very good, but we could get a couple.
I was going to say, if it's not too windy, maybe like a couple, like dog-themed Mylar balloons or something, maybe kind of to put right on the gate.
Yep.
Plastic.
I don't know what they are.
It would be funny to have a poop emoji, maybe?
Do they make them that?
I'm sure they have a poop emoji balloon.
That would be awesome.
Let's see what we can find. Okay, so then at the event, we'll just give out the water and the dog treats, but then the potential, there might be cookies at the farmer's market if they'll let us. And then the raffle, so if it's 10 to noon, and we'll do a ribbon cutting when the mayor's available, let's say 11 o'clock. And then when would we want to do the door prize raffle? Should we say like 11:30, right before it's over? Because people will want to know. That's probably like on the press release, we should put out kind of the agenda for the day. We could do 11:15, we could do 11:30. We could wait right till noon.
I would say either 11:45 or wait right till noon. I think maybe 11:45.
11:45?
It just helps to kind of wrap it up.
Okay.
And will there be like any kind of signs for spillover parking? Because I know that the parking, the spots in the lot are sort of minimal. Like, will there be indications of where we should park instead? There's
Well,
lots of
right now
people.
it's really street parking because I can try to see if we can get permission from that property to the north that is for sale. I don't know if they'll give it to us. But I have not, Lauren, I have not gotten any response yet back from that dog place.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I've reminded her so many times, and she has every intention of emailing you back, and she just doesn't do it. I really don't know what else to do.
Okay. Well, I mean, if she gets back to me before June 5th, and yeah, if there's potential for overflow parking that way, we can put some signage up, but street parking's available up and down the whole street and on the parking lot, so that's,
I just wondered,
Okay,
because, I
can
mean,
you
if,
give a time frame now? I'll keep it in here.
I mean, if we're gonna have potentially like I mean, 100 people doesn't mean 100 vehicles.
Right.
But, I mean, it could get crowded on that road,
yeah.
you know, so I didn't know if there was overflow.
Is
Just
that-
for the event.
What is the lot up next to the post office? Is that a city lot? Is that the post office? Does anybody know?
Privately?
Yeah, that's privately owned in the,
Okay.
in between.
No, I think she's talking about the one next to the post office.
Right next to the post office on
Oh,
Forest.
yeah, that's privately owned too. I think that's Godorsky's.
Okay.
I mean, does anybody have a contact to the electric place that's right next door to it, or be able to park in front of there?
I mean, we can,
building?
we drive down there and see who's all there. I mean, I'm not opposed to reaching out to the businesses and say, hey, we got this going on a Saturday. Do you mind if people park in? No, we can't, some of it we can't control where people park. They're just
The
gonna
other
park
option
too.
would be Metro Ride property, because there aren't gonna be any buses running on Saturdays right across the street.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. I wasn't sure if they ran on Saturdays or not.
Nope.
Well, I can reach out to Greg, and I'll reach out to the property to the north, if you want to maybe reach out to some of the
Yeah,
businesses.
I think
there.
that'd do
Okay.
it. Great.
And even just as a courtesy to let them know that we're gonna be having an opening that day, and so people might park in their lots too, so if they don't want to, they can block them off.
Yeah.
I do, if we don't get permission for that lot to the north, I do think we probably should try to put like some cones or something in the drive, so.
Okay.
I cannot think of anything else. Does anybody else have any additional thoughts on it?
We're gonna do this rain or shine?
Rain or shine?
Maybe have Who Let the Dogs Out playing on loop, no, I'm kidding.
I mean, we could very much, not necessarily that, but we could very much have just a speaker there, and like, you know, if you go to Pandora and you type in dog music, they might, we talked about that at some other event, I think, about having different music about dogs playing.
I think when we were talking about that fundraiser, I think we were talking about doing that. Okay, I think we're all set as far as that goes. Now, as far as our next meeting,
Madam Chair?
yes,
I was thinking, two good options would be the first Monday after the soft opening, that 17th. Then kind of a postmortem to see if anything, cropped up that of concern. Or maybe the following Monday, the 24th, because then we'd have a full week under our belt and, really know. But that's getting a little close to the grand opening time, so one of those two is just be my suggestion.
no, I think that's good, actually. I didn't even think of it that way, but maybe the 24th, just to kind of give a full week. We can you can keep an eye on it, or any of us can keep an eye on it kind of throughout the week and see, if you're running an errand, go drive by there and just see if you notice anything.
Just another thought on the ceremony, with the speakers and recognitions. Are we gonna recognize major donors?
Yeah, I think we'll have the donor board there, so that's something maybe Jamie or Pat or Tom even, and we could have 3 people speak. You could introduce the committee. You could like talk about it from a committee, city standpoint. You could introduce the committee and talk about what the committee's done, and then Tom, you've done a lot with fundraising. If you want to say a few words about the fundraisers and the donors, we could do that. And then turn it over to the mayor, and she can again thank everybody and cut the ribbon.
You wanna write that up as sort of an outline and give it to everybody?
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I like that format.
As far as who owns what property on Forest Street, I think it is the Wausau Opportunity Zone that owns that parking lot next to the post office. Because the post office is listed at 235 Forest, and 300 Forest is the Wausau Opportunity Zone. So,
The property has been transferred then.
yeah, I'm looking at land records. for Marathon County. So that would be my guess, that either that or the Wausau Development LLC. I don't know if those two are the same or how they differ.
I think people are going to be more apt to park down by the
Well, yeah,
park than up at the
yeah.
top of the hill, so
Oh, yeah.
this is kind of a steep hill.
Yep.
Okay.
Just real quick question, because I realized I forgot to restart the recording, just for the one motion that was made, about the $100 per basket for 4 baskets. Sarah, you made the motion, correct? Who seconded it?
Tom did.
Okay, thank you. Just so we get those in the minutes.
Okay, so, all right, so then on to our next meeting. So if we do the Monday, the 24th, we
Yep.
can
So we
check
have
the
that,
city.
yeah, we have that night, we could either do it before 5:15, or we have to do it probably at like a 6:45 or a 7 o'clock. There's a public health and safety meeting that was called now that night, and they start at 5:15.
You bet.
Yeah, so it's scheduled as the WebEx for an hour and a half. Well, I don't, actually, maybe I might put that in my own calendar, because I have to be there that night. So 7 o'clock might be the best bet, or before the meeting.
I'd say the early one.
Before the meeting?
Yeah, I would be fine.
Is everybody available at like 4 o'clock
I can do 4 o'clock.
or 4:15?
It technically, do we have a Wausau Bike and Pedestrian meeting that night? It's on my calendar.
We do, yes, because I'm on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
What time is that at?
That's
from
at
4 to 5.
Oh,
So we would have to do after, that's a lot of bumping around for some of you.
Well, what about the 17th?
Yeah, the 7th, I mean, that gives 2 weeks to collect things and then 2 weeks before the thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get a couple days at the park, and, I mean, it's not, that it's more important that we get everything worked out for the grand opening, so.
if you wanted to stick to Mondays, if not, if you wanted to find another, like the 20th, we could maybe look at that too. Want to stick to the 17th? Does that work best for everybody?
Yeah,
Okay, so 17th, so that, I don't, hold on, let me make sure, is there any other city committees that night?
I can pull up the calendar.
While you're looking that up, I would tell the members of the dog park subcommittee who weren't here for Park and Rec that that committee has asked Jamie and her staff to look further into the property, Department of Transportation property, kind of behind where the old Menards was. 10 acres, some fencing already there, so they're going to check to see about availability and if we wanted to use that property, what we would need to do and that sort of thing. And she's going to bring information back to our June meeting, I guess.
Yes, so, Pat, or Tom, or Sarah, are any of you on the Public Health and Safety Committee? You are? Because there's a meeting that night too, that's your public hearing. That's the regular scheduled health and safety, but they're opening up for that public hearing. So, I mean.
I don't need to be here for the dog park subcommittee.
Right. So, I mean, we could still meet at the same time, we can just meet in a different room, or even at 212 that night. We wouldn't be able to meet in here if we met somewhere, anywhere between 5:15 and 7, or we could meet like 4:30, even in a different room, and if it went longer. If we met at 4:30, then any of those who wanted to come to the public health and safety could after 45 minutes. If our meeting takes longer than that, we just keep going.
That's fine with me.
So the
Yeah.
17th at 4:30, and we'll just find a room to meet in? Okay.
Yeah, we could, if we need to meet there, or, do we need to meet here? Could we meet at the park?
We can meet anywhere, yeah.
Do we want to meet at the park?
Sure.
Well, if we meet at the park, then that's right after the dog park or the pedestrian meeting, or am I on the wrong day?
No,
On the
the
17th.
17th.
17th, okay, never mind.
Well, since we're sort of a quasi-governmental committee, you know, open meetings and all, and being able to capture video, it's not really conducive to being at the park.
Right, but we wouldn't be able to video it that night unless we're for sure done by 5:15 for public health and safety. If we met in another room, which we can, because this committee doesn't have to be videoed,
Mhm.
if we met in like the Pine Room or something at 4:30, and if we were done by 5:15, great. If not, we could continue working even when public health and safety is in here.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
we can always still do a WebEx, and I can have it on my computer, and we can record it that way, so that if people want it to join, it's available.
Yeah, and I don't know that we would be discussing anything much more than just the logistics of the grand opening at that point.
I mean, or we could just start at, if we wanted to, we could always start at 212 River Drive too. We have rooms there for where we have our meetings at 4:30, and then to do just some logistical stuff where we need tables to write on or anything, and then if we wanted to, we could drive over to the dog park too. There's no place to sit at the dog park right now. Oh, well, I guess we could bring a picnic table out there. We could sit at a picnic table if you wanted to meet at the dog park. Just a-
Everybody has a folding chair.
Yes, that's true too.
Yep.
Well, and the benches will be installed by then, but they won't be that close together.
Yeah, I mean, if we can do it, as far as with the meeting stuff, I think it'd be beneficial to actually meet there.
Okay. So Monday,
We
May-
can, if it's gonna rain, then we could meet over by you
Okay,
instead, if that works.
so Monday, May 17th at 4:30 at the park, rain site 212. Or we can even do rain site at Oak Island underneath one of the shelters there too.
Yeah, we can be a little fluid with that, I think, too.
Okay.
But I think we gotta
Okay.
put it on the agenda, don't we?
4:30 on the 17th.
Okay, the mayor is available from 10 to noon on that day, so.
Excellent. Well, I think we put the ribbon cutting then right in the middle at 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that, you got one thing off your list already.
I know.
All right, I think that is all we had then for today. We are all set. We will open the doors on the 15th at 8 a.m. So I will work about getting that out on the Facebook stuff. Tom, I need to talk to you on that quick too at the end. And we'll work at getting the word out that it'll be a soft opening.
I'll put together, I can put together a nice little flyer with a picture and just about grand opening like we've done for other parks, and then I'll email that to you to put on the Facebook, because
Okay.
we'll put it on our Facebook too.
Yeah, perfect.
And then just for like paper copies, like, can you have them printed out so maybe strategically placed in different businesses? I would drive around and post stuff.
Yeah, we can even have those available for the 17th so that they can be posted, that's 2 weeks out from it.
Yeah, if you could have some, that would be great.
Yep.
All right, I think that's all that we have.
I'd move to adjourn.
All right, second? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.